think there was like one or two healing dreams. Was that?
There's the main one where I walked to that house. So it
Yes.
started off where I'm leaving this one house where I was living in with all these other people. That it
Ah.
was like a house where people were working on themselves. It was like it was weird. Um, anyways, I'm glad I wrote about it in detail. I don't remember now. Anyways, but when I left the house, right, somebody told me I had this gift and I had to go to this house down the street. And as I walked out, there was this big black truck on the driveway.
Ah,
And these
yes.
guys were trying to steal stuff off the
That's
tires
the
and off the
one.
car. And I walked up to them and I was able, and it was the first time in the dreams in like, whatever, a year and a half, 2 years going into this from the time of the attack where I was able to do something. And I told these guys, I'm like, you got two options. I call the cops or you pick up your stuff and you go and don't come back. And um, they picked up their stuff and went. Right.
That is such a beautiful
No
dream.
cops, no cops involved even in dreams. That's a good. I mean,
So that's the, I mean, that's the clear transformation dream.
yeah,
That's clear
yeah.
transformation.
So that's kind of like. So is that working into the?
Yeah, so the goal here, we can think of that the task here, it's the task shifts to containment, it's separation and it's containment of the emotion. And we have to do that so we know what it is and work with it. If we don't know what something is, it's pretty hard to work
Yeah.
with it. Then the next phase is where it becomes symbolic and things become more harmonious in the sense where we're not, we're transformed and we're not being pursued. And successful entry into this phase means that we have essentially integrated the opposites from the enantiodromia. We've integrated both. So in this one, we have integrated self and emotion, right? We've come to terms with it. But in order to do it, we had to separate out first. And then we can begin to work with it and metabolize it, digest it,
Okay.
transform it. But in the process of doing that, that's transformation. And then that's what this symbolic phase is. It's the phase of we've transformed. And typically we will find symbols which will hold both poles of things. So when we separate from self and affect or self
Mm-hmm.
and emotion, then the next phase is to differentiate well what emotions are in there and then split each of those into separates. And then eventually we find a common ground where we bring those back together again. In Jungian terms, a symbol, what he says is a symbol, is something which will hold both poles, both opposite poles at the same time. It's a harmonious holding of the poles. So for this one,
Harmonious holding
holding
the
of the
poles.
poles. Yeah, do you like that?
Sitting in, yeah, I love it. Patent that and
I thought of it.
put a copyright on it. Because foundation step 3 of my book and the NBSR curriculum is like learning to be with the unpleasant and then recognizing when there's unpleasant, there's moments of pleasant
There you go.
and there's both.
There you
We're
got it.
able to be with both,
Yes,
or at
yes.
least
That's it. That's
have
what,
this emotional holding
yes,
space for it.
holding space for it. Exactly right. So that's the harmonious holding of the poles. And we can often determine symbols of stuff like that. I bet if we go back to your dream, we can figure out what those symbols are. That next dream where you go to the house where the woman meets you at the door.
It's still the same dream.
Oh, it is.
I'm leaving. So this is all
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
juiced. I'll have to see if there was another dream in there. I don't remember how many I will, but yeah. So after I caught the guys, right? Then I was walking towards this place. Told me I had to go. I had a meeting or whatever it was. And then friends of mine from the house were telling me, hey, come on, we're going downtown to hang out and have fun. And I was like, instead of being pulled away, I stayed on the course. And then that's when I kept walking and I was carrying like this brown paper bag with like this stone in it and a gift of some sort. And as I was walking, I came to that big, beautiful field and I wanted to go into it, but the path went left. And as much as I was trying to get pulled off the path again, I decided, no, I got to stay on track. And then, so that's when I turned left and followed the path, and I came out to the house on the cliff over the ocean, and the woman opened up the door.
A lot of times in dreams, left is unconscious and right is conscious. So left, you went deeper in.
Oh,
Would be a good way. The right, or maybe it's the right side path was like, I just want to have fun. But the other is some sort of,
interesting.
it's like that part of the dream was very spiritual.
Yeah.
Did you think?
Yeah, it was, so when I rang the doorbell, she opened up the door, the woman, and there was some chanting, like some hymns or just some chanting in the background, and it felt very healing.
I bet it had to feel so good.
Yeah, it was like everything, bright lights. And then after that, she said, we've been waiting for you. Right.
It's
So it
just
was
such a
like,
great thing to hear.
like, I was there, but they were like, we're ready for you. Like the door's right there.
They were there for you.
Yeah. They knew I was coming.
Yeah, they knew you were
Like,
coming.
and then after I went in, then that's when I ended up across this table from this man with the white hair,
Okay.
an older man. And
So you haven't met those people again.
no, but it was like when I met the older guy, it felt like we were in this cafeteria room too.
Oh, really?
Not so much in this house, or it was like this house or wherever I was had like an elementary school cafeteria kind of thing.
Did they
You know,
say who they were?
No, I don't remember. No. I
Were
just
there
knew
other?
I was going there and they were waiting for me.
That is
And
such
they
a.
knew who I was.
That is just such a welcoming. Such a great feeling. Like it's for you.
Yeah. And so one of the things with the practices that I've been doing on myself, it allowed me, just like I did with the nightmares where I felt paralyzed and frozen. And when I woke up, I'm like, holy shit, did that really happen? Kind of thing. And I would sit with all that bad energy, I guess. And this one, when I woke up, I laid in bed with my eyes open for like another 15, 20 minutes before I got out because internally I felt so good.
That
So
is
is that
so great.
part of,
Oh, that's kind of like going beyond the symbolic phase and into like spiritual phase. I mean, that's transcendence. That's what that dream, to me, that's what that dream speaks of. It's like transcendence. It's like you've gone to another level. And I would add what it means when I hear that is it means that you are successful in transforming your trauma. If we think about all of this stuff that happens to us as somehow being either determined or needed or, by design somehow, that successful usage of these challenges results in our growth. That what happened to you was a very big one, and that dream is like telling you you did what you needed to do with that. You're doing what you needed to do with that. You've learned the stuff you needed to learn in that. That's the transcendence. And I think that's the big lesson in all of this, is that if we go through our trauma with right mind, we will become more than what we were. The tendency is we want to go back to who we were, but that's not ever going to happen because we're different than what we were. We've seen too much. We know too much. You can't go back. So you're really, one's only task is you have to go forward. And on that part of the journey, well, we can choose. We can choose. What did I recently see a saying is like, if you choose, what is it? It was like, if you choose not to find the joy with the snow, you'll still have the same amount of snow, but without the joy. So in other words, it's up to you to choose what to do with what has happened. Well, up to us, what to do with what's happened to us. Can we make something good out of it and transform ourselves into being something more than what we were? Or do we just keep slogging through? Right? So that's what you've done.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
Yeah.
You figured out what to do.